Well, recently, while preparing for the Olympics, Ukrainian divers are actually still practicing while still facing the Russian invasion. And Anna Simenska had an interview with CNN, and she was speaking about training while her country is at war with the Russian invaders. And she said, when the invasion happened at 4 a.m., I was so shocked and didn't know what to do. So at 7 a.m., I went to the swimming pool to train. And she said it was very scary. And
Yeah,
this definitely shows commitment. Is this the kind of commitment that forged her into a Olympic athlete?
most definitely. I mean, when you're somewhere where you're going against war with another country or anything like that, the last thing on your mind would be just trying to get things like that done. I feel like the main thing would be just trying to be for safety, but it shows a lot. I mean, it shows like she's in it from the rain, battles, snow, whatever. So yeah.
And it's also interesting too because they're representing their country. So she decided to go and train, and that was what she was able to do. I guess there's not really much you can control in a situation like that at all. So
Yeah,
she was saying
absolutely.
we live under constant pressure, and this will be her third Olympics. And she was saying that during the day that they spend all their energy preparing for the games, and at night they're either waking up to the sound of sirens, and that it causes a ton of stress. So, how important is it for Ukrainian athletes to compete for their country during a war?
I mean, it's very important, especially at a time right now. That might be the only positive thing they have to, lean back on right now. So I feel like, yeah, it's very important. The fact that they're doing it and just knowing that, you basically risking your life, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to respect it, and I salute to them.
Yeah, that is a really good point. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they do compete during the Olympics as it's coming up. And she's saying that they train every day. Physically, we are ready, but morally, it's quite difficult. For a few days, she was hysterical because of constant blackouts and that she eats incomprehensibly. You can't plan anything. The lights are never on. It's the Stone Age. It's very unnerving, said Simenska. And how do you think that messing with an athlete's routine like this affects them?
It forces them to have to kind of adapt to change and different things. And sometimes some players can't play at their top tier when they have to adapt to certain things. But some players, I feel like she's the type of player that can, though, adapt to that and still play at her best. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, while they're competing, if they're going to be remembering the training during the war, I guess, and how that's going to play into their performance too. Another Ukrainian diver, Danilo Kononlov, is taking his first trip to the Olympics, and he said that at 7 a.m. he trains in 2 sessions, and that when they hear the air raid sirens, he just decided to take his workout to the basement, and that was when they had first heard him. And I don't think we can question this kind of dedication, can we?
Nah, honestly, with that type of athlete and player, you gotta leave them alone, man. You gotta let them be because their mindset is at peace and it's at a totally different level. Like he's focused. You know what I mean? You can't do never but respect that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And then another quote from him. He said that he has his lucky swimwear in which he's going to jump well, and that it's important for him to find the right place for his slippers also. He said if the jump goes well, he only puts his slippers in the same place. So I guess that's kind of a superstitious type of thing. And
Yeah.
we've spoken about superstition in sports before. Do you believe it helps?
Yeah, I feel like every athlete individual have their kind of own superstition about, how certain things they use for good luck. We covered a lot of those stories back in the other studio, man, where special helmet, special mouthpiece, anything like that they use that makes them play better. So yeah.
And it's even possible in a situation where an athlete says, no, I'm not superstitious at all. They might still be eating the exact same meal for breakfast that they do on competition day.
Right. Yeah.
And what's definitely interesting about this next Olympics is that the Russian Olympians have to still register as independent athletes, and they can't win the medal for their country, but more for themselves.
Mhm.
And this is due to the performance-enhancing drug use found among Russian athletes years ago. And Danny Lowe wishes to win a medal for the Ukraine. Do you think the war can provide extra motivation for the athletes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's gonna make them play even harder, swim even tougher, all of those things. Yeah, you know what I mean? And Russian, I feel like they're gonna make it hard for them too, being that okay, back in the day, we're basically stereotyped, steroids and stuff back in the day. Now we gotta prove to them why it's we don't need a drug to be extreme.
No, that's true. Uh,
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead and please let us know in the comments how you think the Ukrainian athletes are going to compete and what you think about their training regimen during a war.
Yes. Let's do it.
And up next, J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.